What's happening? Let's set the scene. It's a blistering hot Florida afternoon in 1989. A state trooper pulls over a beat-up rusty Pinto for a minor traffic violation. Standard stuff. But when he approaches the window, he doesn't just smell stale air and cheap cigarettes. He smells fear and something else. Bleach. The driver is a woman. She's nervous, jittery. Her name is Aileen Wuornos. And in the passenger seat is her girlfriend, Tyria Moore, trying way too hard to look calm. The trooper asks to search the car. They agree. And that's when he finds it, tucked away, not very well hidden, a .22 caliber pistol. Now, having a gun in your car in Florida, not exactly a capital offense, but this particular gun, it's been busy. Ballistics will soon match it to not one, not two, but 7 executed men, all found shot dead on the side of Florida highways, their bodies dumped like trash, their wallets missing. The trooper had just unknowingly arrested America's first female serial killer. But here's the question: was she a cold-blooded monster, or was she a victim of a life so unimaginably cruel that violence was the only language she was ever taught? To understand the end of Aileen's story, you have to understand the beginning, and it doesn't get much darker than this. Aileen was born in 1956 in Rochester, Michigan. Her parents were kids themselves. Her father, Leo Pittman, was a sociopath and a child molester who would later hang himself in prison. Her mother, Diane, abandoned Aileen and her brother when Aileen was just 4 years old. Just left, poof, gone. So the kids were left with their grandparents, and her grandfather was a violently abusive drunk. By age 11, Aileen was trading sexual favors for cigarettes and attention. At 13, she was pregnant by one of her grandfather's friends. Let that sink in. She was a child, and the adults in her life were her first predators. They sent her away, forced her to give the baby up, and when she returned, the abuse continued, so she ran away. At 15, she was living in the woods, surviving by selling the only thing she had left, her body. She became a hitchhiking prostitute. The highway wasn't her hunting ground yet, it was her only refuge. Fast forward to 1986. Aileen is 30 years old. Her life is a revolving door of motel rooms and police stations. Then she meets Tyria Moore. For the first time, Aileen feels love, real, unconditional love, or at least what she thought was love. Tyria became her entire world. The problem? They were both broke, unemployed alcoholics. So Aileen went back to what she knew, hitchhiking and turning tricks to support them both. And this is where the story shifts from tragic to terrifying. On December 1, 1989, a store owner named Richard Mallory's body is found, shot multiple times and dumped near a canal. He was the first. Over the next 12 months, 6 more men would be found the same way, shot, robbed, and left on the side of various Florida highways. The police are scrambling. They're looking for a trucker, a hitman. They're looking for a man. They are not looking for a 5'4", 100-pound blonde woman. But Aileen claimed that's exactly what she was, a soldier. Her defense: every single one of these men either raped her or tried to rape her. She was fighting back. She was killing in self-defense. Now the big question: is that possible? In the world of street-level sex work, the threat of violence is constant. It's probable that some of these clients were violent. But the crime scenes didn't look like self-defense. They looked like executions. Men shot in the back, men shot while eating. This wasn't a woman fighting off an attacker and running. This was a woman ensuring the attacker would never get up again, and then she'd calmly take his money and drive off. This is the central contradiction of Aileen Wuornos, the terrified victim and the cold, efficient killer existing in the same body. The end came with a mistake. After her last killing, Aileen pawned a victim's camera. The pawn shop had her fingerprint, and then came that traffic stop with the gun. In custody, they separated her and Tyria. They told Aileen that Tyria was going down for the murders. And Aileen, the woman who would kill 7 men without blinking, completely broke for the one person she loved. To protect Tyria, she confessed to everything. She gave full, detailed, chilling accounts of every murder. She was defiant, almost proud. But that bravado didn't last. By the time of her trial, the media painted her not as a victim, but as a man-hatting lesbian predator, a monster. The jury bought it. In 1992, she was convicted and sentenced to death. And then, the unraveling. On death row, the facade completely crumbled. The years of trauma, the mental illness came roaring to the surface. In interviews, she would vacillate between lucid, heartbreaking clarity and full-blown paranoid psychosis. She began claiming the killings were self-defense, then said she was possessed, then accused the police of framing her. She asked for her execution to be expedited. She was a soul in unimaginable torment. On October 9, 2002, Aileen Wuornos was executed by lethal injection. Her last words were a jumbled, chaotic mess. So what do we do with Aileen Wuornos? How do we file this away? The uncomfortable truth is that two things can be true at once. She was a victim, horrifically, unimaginably victimized from the moment she was born. And she was a perpetrator. She made the choice to pull the trigger not once, 7 times. Her story isn't a fun mystery, it's a cautionary tale. It's about what happens when a human being is treated like an object for their entire life. Eventually, they might just start acting like one. She wasn't a criminal mastermind, she was a broken, furious, deeply damaged person. And in the end, the state didn't just execute a serial killer, it put down a wounded animal that it had a hand in creating.